lot of information.
I'm glad I got it recorded.
Oh, yes. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
So you can have it and you can write notes, the names of your spirit guides, all your lives, all of that.
It's really good to know the actual names so I can talk to them.
Or you could just do what I do. Yo, council. Presence, please. Hey, yo, guides.
Oh.
I know the names of my guides. We mess around with each other so much. We joke. Because I got two guides named Bernard and Bernadetta. I think I told you that. I call him Bernie. Yo, Bernie. I've got Sananda and the High Council of 12. I don't use the name Sananda and the High Council of 12. I just say council. Council, presence, please. They're here. I feel them. I'm very feeling oriented. So
you're very tuned in, aren't you?
Yeah, it takes practice.
Yeah.
You have to practice it, Kev. It's like light language. It's like so all I have to do is say light language. So you have to practice it. That's my mother tongue. That's Elohim.
Right.
Elohim means of God.
Okay.
And Elohim, people say Elohim is just a language. It's not. It's what we think of as God is Elohim. Source is everything. But Source created creators to create all of this. And Elohim are the gods that created all this humanity and other beings and other species and animals and other planets. All that's all created by Elohim. And that's what we are. We are Elohim. And I'm like, where in the world is this coming from? I don't know what I say. I just know it feels really good when I speak it. You have to practice it though. You have to
What was that?
That was the Elohim.
And again.
Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about.
2 flashes.
Yep. Because there was nothing that went past my window. Yeah. That's what I mean. You have to practice all of this because we're physical. And because we're physical, it has to be practiced. So mysticism, to be a mystic, I am a mystic. To be mystical is to be a practitioner of energy. It's just energetic practicality, that's all. And there is a practicality to using and transferring energy. There's a practicality to all of this. And it takes daily practice, just like you practice Qigong every day, and you practice Tai Chi every day, and you practice Wing Chun every day. I practice yoga every day. I also practice light language every day. The more I practice, the more I hear it. I also practice reading people every day, whether I'm giving a session or not. Mm-hmm. I practice telepathy with my kids every day. I practice telepathy. You and I talk with each other. I practice telepathy with you every day. I practice telepathy with Sonya every day. You do have to practice it. And when I was teaching yoga and doing hands-on healing before the pandemic, I was practicing hands-on healing, Kev, every day. It just increases. And after a while, and again, the big flashes. And I never get tired of that, obviously. That was spectacular that the Elohim came in and I heard Elohim go through my body as they are flashing twice to let us know you needed the physical evidence of that. So they gave it to you.
Right. Okay.
I don't need the physical evidence. It's always here. I see what people think of as spectacular. I see constantly. I see orbs and fairies and chakras, and I see spirits, and I talk with people's dead relatives and blah, blah, blah. I see dead people. Not to sound like a famous movie, but it's true. I do see. You do too. You see dead people. That was the spider when you were a small child. The spiders on the walls. Those are your spirit guides. That was Anika and Sensei. That was them. It's just that your distorted mind, that was the inner child, was like, no, I need my mom and whatever. And you weren't able to find her. And so the spirit guides were coming in and you were in fear, and fear distorts frequencies. So you were distorting the frequencies. and they were just trying to help you. And when you were feeling them on your back, that was literally the energy of your spirit guides just trying to soothe you. It's okay. It's okay. And you're like, oh my God, the spider's on my back. No, it's just us. We're trying to soothe you. It's okay. They do. That's what our spirit guides do.
Yeah, that's good.
It is good. So yeah, you have to practice all of this all the time. And you know, Kev, at first, for a while, I mean, when I was a small child, well, actually for the first 10 years of my life, I didn't have to believe in any of my abilities. They were always there. All color frequencies would wake me up in the middle of the night to play with me in front of me in sacred geometrical configurations in midair. It was really fun for me. The angelics would just come in and sometimes sweep around. I'm like, oh my God, did you see that? I think that was a wing. Oh, that was so cool. Do it again. I mean, that was me in the first 10 years of my life. It was just normal. Or I would see spirits of cats and dogs walking around on the floor a lot. And I'm like, is anybody else, this is a cat walking around? And we had cats. And I'm like, and like our cat was named Pickles. And she was sitting right on the sofa. And I'm seeing a cat walking around. And I'm telling my mom. My mom's like, oh, it's just Pickles. I'm like, and I'm looking, I'm like, she's right here. I'm seeing a cat. And so I'd say to my mom, would you please come in here for a moment? And she would come into the living room and I'd say, just stand here. My mom would stand, she'd sense. My mom would put out an ear. She'd sense and all of a sudden she'd go, is it right there? Yes. And she'd go, I see a shadow walking around. Thank you. I mean, that was just normal for us. That's what we would do. And we would just practice it. It was widely accepted in my home that we were psychic and we were, you know, seeing dead relatives walking around, moving things.
Cool.
It was cool. It's normal. It's totally normal.
Absolutely.
You just have to get your left brain out of the way. And so, you know, when I got to be a teenager and I was just, you know, eating the standard American diet and watching cable and MTV all day. I know. Remember those days when we watched MTV constantly? Da 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 da. Yeah, I know. So when I was watching cable and I was watching MTV constantly and watching all of, you know, bands from the United Kingdom come here and take over, I started to lose my abilities because my glands were getting calcified. And I mean, I was just eating fast food crap and my glands got calcified. And then after a while, I was like, I'm losing my abilities. Then when they would start to come in, I was so linear brained at the time that I was like, oh, I don't think I really saw that. Then, you know, I became an alcoholic as a teenager and I was just smoking pot like crazy and I was smoking cigarettes and I really got disconnected. And then I was starting to take pharmaceuticals. My mom had a lot of pills around, a lot of subscription pills. And so I was taking that just for the heck of it. That's when I really blocked it. So it took me a long road to get back to, I think I'm seeing people, I mean, it was always there. It never went away. It's just that I got to a place where I stopped believing. And then I had to, and my guides had to kickstart me. And so they're trying to do that to you too. I got to the place where like I'm literally in a bookstore in New York City I'm in a script store because I'm an actor and I'm looking for a script of a show that I'm doing, of a play that I'm doing. And they literally dropped Shirley MacLaine's Out on a Limb book on reincarnation on top of my head from the top shelf. Bam. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that totally hurt. What the heck? And I look down and it's Shirley MacLaine Out on a Limb. And I'm like, and I hear, buy it, literally in my ear, buy it. And I'm like, holy fuck, who's there? Buy the book.
Yeah, buy it.
I did. I read every one of Shirley MacLaine's books because she was an awakener for me. And they would do things like that. They would literally hit me in the face with something to get me back on track of my purpose. And I would escape and go to movies and I'd drink a bunch of Coca-Cola and, you know, I know it's bad.